boy. You know what time it is. It's the TLV Sports Talk Show. We talk sports, we talk life. Don't get it twisted. Tonight, we have no guest, no stranger. That's right, NFL, Pittsburgh Steeler, Hall of Famer, Franco Harris. We want you to stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. Call your family and friends and tell them Franco Harris is on the air.
Pitch the ball to Franco, and he's running wide right, and he goes in for a Pittsburgh touchdown. And Franco Harris has another Super Bowl touchdown. Giving the ball to Franco through the middle, then over the 15 to 10 to 5. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. They opened it up down the middle, and the big guy went straight ahead through the hole. He knocked them loose in every direction. How about that one? Giving it to Harris, getting a key block from Mullins, running to the left, turning the corner, he's in there for a touchdown for Pittsburgh.
It is fourth down, still 10 to go. Pittsburgh's ball at the 40-yard line, 22 seconds left to play. He throws deep, and it is batted away. Right into the hands of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Franco Harris. He's at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, the touchdown for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, boy. That was Franco Harris. This is Franco Harris. And it's an honor to have you on the air. Franco. Whoever thought 50-some years ago when we was out in the park playing together that we would be talking to one another like this? Huh?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I had to unmute you there. Sorry about
Oh,
the technical.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I said my man Randy Brolo. You're absolutely right. Who would have thought from Mount Holly Gardens? Then my last couple of years in high school, moving up to Ridgeway Street. But the journey from Mount Holly, it's been quite a journey, no doubt about it. But I want to
Yeah,
say that that's where it all started.
it all started. It all started right about here. We're talking about Franco Harris, the football journey. And listen here, this is that looks familiar, doesn't it, Franco?
Oh, yes, it does. As I mentioned, Mount Holly, and you kind of think about what are the things that prepared you for it. Sure, none of us had this sort of vision for our future. Believe me, uh, like these were things that were hard to dream of. And I have to admit, growing up, it was more about baseball, and
Yes.
big fan of the Phillies and playing baseball, and you always thought about baseball, baseball, baseball. And then after baseball came basketball, right?
Yes.
And but growing up, we never played football. It was
Right.
baseball and it was basketball.
Correct.
And so football was something that I got into, but it wasn't my first love. It was baseball and basketball. And then I kind of grew into to football, and we see where that growth took me, which was unbelievable. But it
Well,
started in,
let's
in other
let's talk
sports.
about that. Let's talk about that. Here's this is where it began. Well, it began before that, but this is where the football journey took place. Tell the folks what that front door is.
Rancocas Valley Regional High School, right there
Rancocas
in Mount
Valley
Holly,
Regional
New
High
Jersey.
School. That's your high school alma mater. And this individual here,
Coach Bill Gordon,
he was
absolutely the
he
great
was
Bill Gordon.
he was tough, wasn't he? I mean, I've seen him do things that he would be fired today if he did it. You know?
Randy, we had great football teams back in Mount Holly, great teammates, and I tell people that it all started my freshman year at Penn State when our coach Tony Petrillo. I tell you what, that was the first time that I was put through workouts that I didn't think that I could make it. And he would say, "Give me another one, give me another one,"
Yeah.
and he just drove you, and you didn't think you could go anymore, but he brought it out of you, and that sort of stuff happened all the way through high school.
Well,
And
speaking of high school, let's look at this one here. That group picture looks familiar to you. Look at we got number 32 all in red there circled out. That's you as a very young man there. Tell us about this picture, that group there. It brings back a good memory, right?
oh yeah, as I mentioned, well, first of all, I want to say I wanted number 32 in high school because of Jim Brown, right?
Yeah.
You
The
know,
great
and
Jim Brown. Yes.
right, and so and to me, still the number one running back of all time. And so I got number 32. Uh, my sophomore year, we had a good sophomore year. I had a good sophomore year, and but my junior year, I really broke out, and my talent really blossomed in my
Yes.
junior year. And
Well, let's see right here in the junior year. Look at these scores, Franco. My gosh, you played Riverside High School, 42-19. You beat them. You beat Burlington. But what I'm looking at down here is the Palmyra score, 50-0. You spanked them boys. They what did they do? They just didn't even come on the field, did they? And then Northern Burlington, you beat them 40-0. You only
yeah, this
lost.
might have been. Let me see. This might have been. These scores here might have been our senior year because my junior year we were undefeated, and
Right.
and so that might have been that. Those might have been the scores from my senior year. Uh,
Right. This looks familiar.
Yeah, yes, sir,
it,
absolutely.
is it packed? I mean, that's a packed house. They all come to see Rancocas Valley Regional High School, Franco Harris and the crew. I'm telling you. And then we have Franco on the field here, stretching out.
Right, right. Boy, I haven't seen pictures like this in a long time,
Oh yeah, we
but
thought
this,
you would like this. We thought that you would really enjoy this. And listen, a lot of people don't realize this, but there's Franco Harris on the basketball team playing. That's right, no beard, but you know what? Look at that physique. He's built. You
yeah,
look,
I was really lean back then, no doubt about it.
but you're bigger than everybody else though. You're wider. You
Uh,
know.
but like I think I'm still kind of lean there, and we had fun playing basketball. But I tell you what, Randy, not as much fun playing with you and the guys when we used to travel and and have the pickup games. And I tell you what, you were a driver and a force on that basketball court.
Thank you,
You
Frank.
you you were you were the general out there, and you really opened up my eyes a lot on that basketball court, on the way you handled the ball, and to keep alert because you would never know when that pass would be coming to you from Randy. You would think that he's not seeing you. Before you knew it, that ball is right in your hands. You make unbelievable passes, and how you just made things. You made things happen. You set things up and made things happen. And so it always taught me, be prepared, be ready at all times, because you don't know when that ball's coming.
I appreciate that. I really
Oh,
do. I really do. And we had a lot of fun in
and
those.
like also you had, that that competitive spirit. I mean, you had a strong competitive spirit on that basketball court. And we would go to Burlington, we'd go to Willenburg, we would go to different areas and do pickup games, and you were the driving force there. That very competitive, win spirit, winning spirit. So that was
Yes.
all part of it. And all, what, and all of those experiences contribute, and like at the time, you really don't know when you're a young guy going through this kind of stuff. And as I mentioned, like high school football, we had great coaches, great teams, great teammates, and you look back and you say, well, all that contributes. Basketball, yeah, that contributed to it. We had Stu Murray as our coach back then, and but with basketball, uh, what what we did away from school and what we played on the playgrounds contributed a lot. It really
Yeah,
did.
it did.
How to
Yeah.
compete, going to other territories, compete. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. And when we always came to not just to play, we came to win because
Came
winning
to
is
win.
fun. Winning is fun, right?
And Randy, and you had that spirit, no
Yeah.
doubt about it. You
I
wanted
hate to
to win.
lose, man. I hate to lose. But talking about a winning spirit, this individual here certainly, I know that he gave you all the inspiration in the beginning of your career. I had the honor of meeting him when we came up to Penn State, and you took us over to I call him Uncle Joe's house, and it was just an honor to meet him. And the story that you've told me in the past about him telling you, Franco, come to the ball. It's amazing. I mean, he'll always be. You're never forgotten. You never missed, rather. You never missed, only until you're forgotten. I'm gonna say that again. You're never missed until only you're forgotten. And so certainly, Coach Joe will never be forgotten. So he's not even missed. He's just a wonderful man. So tell
Well,
us about your experience with Coach Joe.
well, because of the our program in high school, that really helped me to achieve. Uh, I was recruited by a number of different colleges, and I visited like 10 colleges, right? First one being Ohio State, then went to Michigan, went to Notre Dame, yeah, and Maryland, Pitt, a number of different schools, and definitely Penn State. And then it came down to like three colleges. It came down to Penn State, Michigan, and Cornell, right? And and this was a tough decision, because my mom, being from Italy, only went up to the sixth grade in Italy, and so they weren't really familiar with college and what was happening, being recruited like the way I was being recruited. My dad from Mississippi wasn't really highly educated. Uh, he, like my dad, struggled with reading and writing, uh, but he was tough on us in school.
Oh yeah.
He was tough, and he would say, "Don't come home with anything less than a C on your report card," and this and that. He knew the value of education.
That's that
You know?
military too.
Oh my gosh, and he ran the house like a military too.
Yeah.
And so, uh, but you know what? All of this really prepared me for going to college, and it was a tough decision, but my gut told me Penn State, right? And like my mom also said that, in her broken English, and Mr. Paterno, he bringing me the biggest box of chocolate I've ever seen, you know.
I
and,
can hear her now.
oh yeah, and so uh, you know, like it was funny and interesting where most of the college coaches knew that the way to the sun is through the mother, right?
Yeah.
And if you win the mother over, and like if that college had an Italian coach on their squad, that's who they sent to our house.
It'd have been a wrap.
You know what I mean?
Joe Paterno.
But
Joe Paterno.
yeah, but Joe Paterno won out, and I tell you what, wow, was
Yeah.
that a wonderful experience? And once again, it's a tough experience. I mean, Joe demanded a lot, and not only on the field, he demanded it on in the classroom also.
Yeah. He
And like as you know, that under Joe, Penn State would have one of the highest or the highest graduation rate of any college in the country. And that's one thing that we really felt proud of at Penn State, that graduating was just important as playing football, and Joe's a stickler for that. But
Well, we're going to be talking about life after football in a moment. For those of you who just tuned in, this is Franco Harris, NFL Hall of Famer from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's Franco Harris, the football journey, right here on the TLV Sports Talk Show. But let's move on. You were at Penn State, all right, Coach Joe, and then you moved on. There. My goodness, looks like it's the Cowboys you're playing there. You're putting it on them. I know you are.
oh yeah, and Randy, I want to mention that not once growing up, and not once at Penn State, was I thinking about, or did we really talk about playing pro football? Uh,
Mm,
it just never was part of our conversation, and I wasn't planning on playing pro football. I was
wow.
planning on, get my degree and go into the hospitality industry. And that's where I graduated in. And
Wow.
but my football, like I tell people at Penn State, I was good. I was a good football player, but I don't feel I can say I was a great football player at Penn State. But I was good, and I had and I had my moments. and and out of my 4 years there, 2 of the years we were undefeated, and my senior year we only lost one game, and my junior year, we were 3 games. So in 4 years we only lost 4 games, and and uh, and and so it was a good career at Penn State, and it prepared me well uh,
Yes.
for what was to happen. And as I mentioned, talking about pro football and talking about that wasn't a real big part of uh, I guess I want to say the conversations and all that kind of stuff, which is quite strange. Now I think people talk about it all the time, right? You know, but back in 1968, graduating in 72, it was nowhere where it is now. Uh, and
Absolutely.
and I didn't think I was going to get drafted, but then people told me, Franco, you're going to be drafted. I played in the Senior Bowl. I think the Senior Bowl helped my status go up a little bit. And who would have thought that I was drafted in the first round by the Pittsburgh Steelers? I had
Wow.
no I had no clue. People, as the draft got closer and closer, people would tell me, Franco, you're going to be drafted. And I was still kind of surprised about that. And they would ask me, Franco, who do you want to be drafted by? I said, any team but the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. That's exactly what I said. And so you could imagine how I felt when I got that phone call on draft day. Says, Franco Harris, yeah, congratulations, you're just drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. No.
Well, it certainly took you a long way because we have here here's a picture. I know this is Franco Harris, the football journey. You are inducted in the New Jersey Hall of Fame with Larry Doby, the baseball player. And I know it's been a while since you've seen this picture.
Yes, yes, it has. And, and like, there's no doubt that the greatest honor and, like, it's still so unbelievable to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yes.
That's the greatest honor that that you can have. But I do want to say, Randy, that okay, the New Jersey Sports Hall of Fame comes in second. Okay.
Well, certainly this here is most honorable. There you are. Got the Steelers artists drawing you, and you're in color there, and they got it in black and white, and you're holding the statue that represents you, and there you are with the jacket, the Hall of Fame jacket, and you're just smiling, and I know you're a happy person there. We never thought, we always knew that you were going to be a good athlete, because when we used to go around, as young fellas, we wouldn't let you do the things that we were doing. And we said, no, you're going to be great. You're going to be good at the next level. So, we made you drink orange juice and things of that nature. You know what I mean? and no, you can't have this. No.
Hey, Randy, I just want to say, that, and like also, being very lucky, because, there were circumstances sometimes you get caught up in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and luckily things happened or luckily things didn't happen that
Yes.
could have happened.
Exactly.
So
We tried to protect you, believe me, because we knew the deal out on the street, and we knew what was going on. And he said, "Nah, this is not for you. You you don't want to be doing what we missed our boat. We had our opportunity, but because you was 6'3", 235, you could outrun all of us. All right, but I wouldn't let you. I wouldn't let you outrun me. No way. You know, no, no, no,
No way
no,
would I
no.
outrun you, Randy.
No, there's no way it's going to happen. No, no. Long distance or even for the 40 hours, no. But you were so fast. I mean, you was faster than Chucky Brown, Harold Anderson. I mean, for your size, man, tremendous power, speed. And a lot of people don't realize this either. Franco Harris, listen, he could knock we played softball. And one day Franco was up at the plate. True story now. And he hit the ball so high, there was a bird flying by. He almost knocked that bird out of flight. That's a fact.
No, played a lot of baseball, softball back then, and that, I was, well, at first for, the longest part of my childhood, that was my greatest love was on that baseball field.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
And I have to admit, Randy, on that basketball court too, with you and the guys, I mean, that was always a lot of fun. And all these things contribute to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a
And
foundation.
yeah, so you look at that, you know, and when we look back, we had some, pretty good, some pretty good guys in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
like as you said, at times stuff was going on, but it wasn't stuff I was interested in.
good.
Luckily, also,
Yes,
you know
yes,
what I mean.
absolutely. Yep.
And but also, good guys,
Yeah,
and so I really enjoyed it, and yourself, as I said, a lot of the guys really contributed to my journey to help take me to where I was going and to where I'm at. And like, I guess I want to say to where I'm at because, down the garden, we always did things to try to make some money, like, taking bottles to the stores, cutting people's lawns, running to the store for people, run to the corner store, get them a loaf of bread or a quart of milk or something. You run back, they give you a dime and sometimes a quarter, you know what I mean? And, just all those things bring back a lot of good memories.
yeah. Well, we have Rodney Joseph Figueroa on the line here, and he said this is great. He's on Facebook. He made his comment, and I used to go around with one of his family members, and we used to play ball together. We went all over his Carl Figueroa, but this is Rodney Figueroa. He remembers you, and I tell you, he remembers you from Mount Holly, and it's just an honor to have people come on the air and say, "Hey, what's up, Franco?" But Franco, you know what? There is life after football. Life after football, and the young kids, we teach them that at Nike basketball shooting camp, and that it's the quality of life that you want to have after you play sports. So you got to be prepared educational wise and academic wise, and certainly your major has taken you to the point, and your major in college has taken you to the point where you have a thriving business that you just started. We're going to talk about that as soon as I get it on the screen here. Let me see here. The original Super Donut. All right, can you see that, Franco?
Oh, yes, I can.
Celebrating
Yeah.
30 years. Bacon Nutritionary. All right? Talk to us about the original Super Donut.
Well, what, just as you mentioned, and also as I knew, Randy, that the amount of money we made back then, you're going to have to go to work after you're finished playing, right? And like a lot of guys who played right before me, even during the off season, they'd have to have jobs. And so we knew that we would want to go to work. But myself, I always wanted to be in business. I mean, I love business. And I want to say this, Randy, I really got that urge and, just got that dream in my mind when I was, in the gardens there, right? And 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 I just saw, this one company started a newspaper, some other things were going on, and I was a young kid, and I just remember telling myself, one day I want to be in business. Don't ask me,
Mm.
just like it hit me one day. This was I'm a kid in the gardens, right? And what am I doing thinking that? And I'm saying one day I want to be in business. And so after my playing days, uh, I decided to start a little business, a food distribution business, and I called it Franco's All natural food products. Now this is around 1985, right? Way before this stuff became popular, right? But I wanted to go all natural foods back then, and so I started the company, and just started on my own. Used to load trucks, unloaded trucks. I wasn't afraid of working, right? I drove hours to go to appointments, would drive hours to deliver product. Uh, would do everything that you had to do. Put stuff in the trunk of my car, go deliver, and and then in 1990 that morphed into Super Bakery with our two signature products, our Super Donut. It's a donut with minerals, vitamins, and protein, right? A nutritious donut, and once again, all natural. And also what the sister product is the Super Bun, like a honey bun, but once again, full of nutrition and all natural. And we have now been doing this for 30 years. It has been exciting, beyond my wildest dreams. We sell in all 50 states. Uh, and as I said, it has been exciting, and we have so many other products with it. Uh,
Yeah,
but
we're
it's
gonna
just
talk.
been
We're
on the
gonna talk
wildest.
about the latest uh, product here that you have right here because it's very, it's so important as we get older that you do hydrate yourself, and people don't realize that more and more people today are drinking alkaline water because they realize the value of being hydrated, even when they think they're not hydrated. Talk to us about Aid Nation because this is very, very important. Look, you got the young fella there, even little kids. Aid Nation is a division of Super Bakery Inc., located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of the Super Donut. Super Bakery was founded by NFL football legend Franco and has been producing nutritional bakery products for over 30 years. And what is it? It's a powdered hydration drink you mix with water and was born out of curiosity. Talk to us about that curiosity that you had, Franco.
Well, you know what, Randy? A few years ago, I was on a business trip in Minneapolis, and like that night, I wasn't feeling good, right? And I got to the point to where I said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna check myself into the hospital. I'm not feeling well." And I went into the hospital. They did all their tests, and then came back. I was dehydrated,
Wow.
and so it really made me think that I had, what's going on here? I had no idea was dehydrated. Dehydration could do this to you, and and I start studying it, and then guess what? I decided to make it into a business, right? And 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 so I'm thinking, okay, how do I start? So I put a formula together, uh, tested the formula, and it really turned out beyond, way beyond, my expectations. And
Wow.
and like,
First-hand experience.
oh yeah, and then I looked into it. But you're right, like they say that 90% of the athletes, they say that they are already dehydrated before the competition. And
Yeah,
just about everyone listening to this radio broadcast, is dehydrated.
everybody that's watching this broadcast on the TLV Sports Talk Show, whether you know it or not, you are dehydrated because the body, what a lot of people don't realize, the body is 60% water. 60% water. You can turn the electricity off in your home and you can live without electricity. You can live without heat and air conditioning. But when that water goes and you don't have any water, water is power. Water is power. So the body needs water. And you've grasped this vision, and it's so important to hydrate yourself because we get dehydrated while we're sleeping.
Right, right. You wake up and you're dehydrated after that 8 hours worth of sleep. But what I want to mention, Randy, is that your body needs more than just the water, and that's where the hydration powder of Aid Nation comes in, because it really replaces the nutrients and electrolytes that your body really needs to function. We come in, in these stick packs and pour it into your water, and it really makes a difference in your mental alertness, your physical performance, and just how you feel overall during the day. So you want to keep your cells hydrated. Very
exactly.
important.
And so for those of you that are watching this broadcast, contact superdonut.com and aidnation.com, and you can find out more about the product. You can contact the facility, and I'm quite sure they'll send you any information that you want. But everything is right there on the website. So why even waste time? Just go ahead and order those donuts. Go ahead and order those packets of aidnation.com, because it's something that's good for you. It's not like it's a donut that got hydrogenized oils and stuff in it. This is good for the body. See, and everything is natural. And Franco, we don't mind telling people how old we are, do we? Because
No,
at least I don't. I'm 74. All right.
You look good, Randy. You look good.
Because we just don't talk about it. We do. You got to take care of your body. Now, there's some things that is just natural in your DNA that happens, and I'm sure with the proper attention to your doctors and your surgeons or whatever, it could be taken care of. But if we don't take care of the body, then the body's going to deteriorate. And we're gonna pass away one day because the body's gonna go back to the earth. We know that, but meantime, we have a responsibility to ourselves right here. And if you really love yourself, you're gonna take care of yourself, eat the right things. The FDA has really bamboozled a lot of people in thinking that fast food is the best thing out there since sliced bread. And I tell you, look, how old are you now, Franco?
71.
71. Look at him, folks. Look at him. He doesn't look like he's 71 because for the last 30 years, he's been eating super donuts, okay?
And staying hydrated now.
And staying hydrated. He's learned along the way. So, get with the program, folks, and, get on that website and do what you're supposed to do.
Hey, Randy, I want to say, paying attention to your body and to nutrition is very important. And like when I got out of football, the information was that us football players, we die young. That the life expectancy was in your 50s. And so when I turned 50, I made some dramatic changes in my life. As far as eating and as far as nutrition, and it really has made a big difference the last 21 years. And
yes.
and so I am very conscious on my eating and what I eat and what I drink. Very conscious of that.
And it shows and it pays off. But listen, before in our last part of our segment here, we got a great little clip, a little 3.5 minute clip dedicated to you and Franco Harris, the journey. Sit back, relax, and watch this We know that you'll like it, and we know that our watchers and those that are listening and those that are seeing will appreciate this. Don't go nowhere. That we're going to start it all over again because we having buffering problems. Probably having some trouble with the internet here. Well, Franco, we're having technical difficulties, but you know what? It ain't over till it's over. We ain't going to stop. We're going to get this thing. Yeah, boy, boy, boy. I know that that brings back a lot of good memories, doesn't it, Franco?
Bring back a lot of good memories, Randy. And I guess I just want to say that, that I never saw any of this coming. Uh, all I want to say is that how lucky was I to be in a place that had a great school system and had a great sports system. And I guess I just want to say that I had a chance to live up to my potential, and that every kid has potential, and and you have to keep putting in your you know keep putting yourself in a position to where you can reach that potential. And sure, at times we have setbacks, right? And like if I have a minute, let me just
Oh yeah.
mention one. Okay, my rookie year, uh, I'm in the Steelers and with the Steelers, and preseason, I had a pretty good preseason, right? And people are telling me, well, Franco, preseason and regular season are two different seasons. When our regular season starts, it's going to be a lot different. I'm telling myself, oh, it can't be that much of a difference, right? And so our first regular season game, the other running back was hurt, and I have to play and start. First regular season game, my rookie year. Here I am having to start, and we're playing the Oakland Raiders.
Whoa, Jack Tatum and the boys.
Oh, and as we know, they are nasty and they are mean and they are tough, right?
Yeah.
And and that first game, I was like a deer in headlights. And I mean, they had me bombing the pot. We're going to kill you, rookie. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I didn't have a very good game. And then the second game of the season, I just start again, and I fumbled. The other team got the ball and went on to win. And now I'm in the doghouse, right? And I'm a rookie, and I'm in the doghouse. But you know what? I kept my spirit, kept my faith, and I said, Franco, keep focused. Keep working out. Keep ready. And the next game they didn't play me. The next game they didn't play me. And or maybe put me in twice. And I'm saying to myself, Franco, don't lose your spirit. Don't lose faith
Hmm.
in yourself.
Yeah.
And I made a commitment. I said, the next time they put you in, they'll never take you out. And as we know in football, running back got hurt. Harris, get in there. This was like the fifth, I think maybe the fifth game of the season. And and in that game, I got my first 100-yard game and my first NFL touchdown. And for the rest of the season, I went on to break 1,000 yards in that number, in those 8 games left, and made Rookie of the Year, and the rest is history.
The
So we
rest is
all have,
history.
and so we all have challenging times that will test you, and as we know, that's in life also. But I just want to tell everybody, everyone has potential. It's up to you to find that potential. And I'm saying I was lucky enough to be in a town that had a great educational system and a great sports system that laid the foundation, and good people and good friends. Had a great class. Like my class in Rancocas Valley was just incredible, and we still stay in touch. And so things like that really really make a difference. So we want everybody to really reach their potential, but we know it's not easy. But everybody has potential.
That's right, and we don't give up. You see what happened with that clip we was trying to run. It was very special, and so it was a moment where like it wasn't buffering. It was buffering. It wasn't working right. But did we say, oh well, you know what? We'll bring it back another time? No, we don't give up. We do not give up, and you don't give up. Just like it when you had your moment. You didn't have a pity party, but you had a reevaluation, and you kept your faith, you
Right.
kept your spirit, and you said, you know what? Next time I get in there, I'm gonna really show them who the real Franco Harris is, and that's what you did. And see, that's what it takes. That's called determination, and
Like a
that's
lot of that, Randy, was awesome. We were on that basketball court,
that's right,
and you're handling that ball, being the quarterback out there, and making sure that we stayed determined and that we stayed focused and and that we stay competitive. You know what I mean? And as I said, all those things. The great coach that I had in high school, Joe Paterno. That all those things contributed to it. Now, at the time, we had no clue what the future was going to be. Like if
exactly.
someone would have told me, Franco, this is your future, in my wildest dreams, I never would have thought it. But just as you call it, Randy, you call it a journey, and you run into a lot of people during that journey, a lot of different places, a lot of challenges. Some setbacks, victories. That journey encompasses a lot.
Yes, absolutely. And we learn along the way. And what we think we know this year, we find out next year we know half as much as we knew last year. So each year we're learning, and that's the way life is. But a lot of people they don't realize that, and they get stuck in their little pity party, and they get stuck in life. So we're very fortunate that we have that determination in us, and we had a good foundation, and we learned along the way, and we had good people behind us that's helping us along the way. And now you're a mentor and you're a leader, and what you're doing in your community with the organic donuts, the organic bakery, and now you realize the importance of hydrating yourself, and you have a product out there that's really good for the people. You are contributing to society without even touching the football. You know what I mean? You're not even touching the football, but you're still making an impact on the community. And that's what it's all about. This is Franco Harris, the football journey. We're just so proud of him. We go back way, way back, 55 years about so. And it's been a long time. It's really good to have seen you and chop it up with you, Franco, as usual. You're just a great inspiration. I
And
love you, bro.
Randy, and thanks for being part of my journey. I
Oh,
can't tell
you
you how much I really appreciate that.
kudos.
And I just want to say that, uh, also that, Mount Holly's been a big part of my journey, and a lot of connections that help develop so much of me, and all those little things add up. All the challenges, all that, all the victories, all everything contributes. And like as you said that in seventh and eighth grade there was a teacher there that, oh, look, like first of all, I think it was fourth grade, and the teacher asked us to bring some cans of food for people who really need it. And I said to myself, there's people that need it more than we do, because we didn't have any extra money, right? I mean, none.
Right.
My mom had the three pennies out there back then for us to buy our milk at school. She packed our lunch, but we went nowhere. There's no extra money, no nothing like that. And I'm saying there's people that need it more than we do, and
Hmm.
that was like a shocker. Like, wow, that people are worse off than we are. And
Yes.
and then in seventh and eighth grade, this one teacher, Mr. Thurston, we would go out and get newspapers on trash day and take it and get money to, for charitable organizations, and so those things really helped set the foundation for me to, want to give back. And when I got to the Steelers, the chief, Old Man Rooney, the owner and founder of the Steelers, was very involved in the community. And and I just said, you know what, I'm going to get involved. I want to be involved, and and so been involved ever since. And so all of us do what we can do to, hopefully make things better.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's been a good journey, and I know we'll have many more years, especially if we eat those right donuts from Super Donuts and drink that hydration from
The
Aid,
Aid
Aid
Nation.
Nation, Aid Nation, baby. Put it in the book. This has been Franco Harris, the football journey, straight out of Mount Holly, New Jersey, and you have been watching the TLV Sports Talk Show. We talk sports, we talk life. Yeah, that's right. Taking life's vision, and certainly Franco Harris has taken that vision and he's ran with it. Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, I'm telling you, NFL, it doesn't get much better than that. How sweet it is. And we want to thank you for Franco. Kudos to you for coming on the air with us. We love you. And we're going to say, like we always say, in the meantime, in between time, put it in the book because we are off like a dirty shirt.